listening to that mix.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, my friends. Danny here, Sigbacker Studio. It is late in the evening Monday as I'm recording the commentary for you. This is the last Saturday's Amateurs Nationals XCO in Poland. So Saturday was the amateur race, Sunday was the elite license race where Maja Włoszczowska won. And of course there was also the man elite race, but you probably don't know that much. Marek Konwa, Bartek Wawak, these are great riders, and I hope this will also improve as the seasons go by. But anyway, we are here at my race, right? So you know my 30 days challenge. It's not only the 30 days challenge, it's Tokyo 2020. That's the project within which I want to get my best shape in my life ever till July 2020 when the Olympics starts. It doesn't mean I'm gonna go to the Olympics. I'm far from that with my fitness level and time I can spend on the bike. But I definitely want to improve everything in my life I want. So this is the race. My goal for the race was to get top 10, and I was 10th. So the goal has been accomplished. Couple of words about the race and the course. This is the same course amateurs Saturday on Saturdays were riding as the elite racers on Sunday. It was super punchy. I was not prepared for that race, that kind of track at all. So you've probably, if you subscribe to my channel, you've heard me saying many times that on the Eagle drivetrain I don't need the lowest gear because I don't use it that much in the mountains, in the series climbing, series racing, and so maybe I use it like once in 2 weeks on my tracks, on my trainings. But here we had 6 very punchy climbs and long ones, and as you were going to the top of the climb it was getting steeper, so I think I did as much climbing on that race as I would normally do for within 2 or 3 months of my training, which means, Danny, you have not been prepared for that race. But anyway, I did perform quite well. You might ask how many we were. We were 24 guys, but we could choose 3 different distances: 2 laps, which was hobby, 4 laps, which was expert, and 5 laps, which was pro. I went for pro, and some riders who sign up for pro, they did the review of the track the day before the race, and they changed from pro to expert to 4 laps, not 5, because of how hard this track was. And also nobody comes for the pro by coincidence, so they were really good riders, and I'm happy with the performance. I only did 4 laps because imagine the first rider, which was from Lithuania, I guess. So cheers to all you guys from Lithuania. He crushed it and he lapped me. I was lapped, and even the 9th, 8th, probably the 7th, and maybe 6th, but most likely 10th. I mean 9th, 8th, and 7th, just ahead of me, were also lapped by him. He crushed even the second rider by a couple of minutes. So he was a different race. So Lithuanian riders have won many amateur races that day on different categories. But if you want to draw something practical for you from this race is, okay, you want to talk about Eagle. Okay, here you have it. You don't need Eagle if you climb for a couple of minutes during your race or daily riding. But if you're gonna do a lot of climbing and the climbs will be long, yes, 32 teeth in the front, 50 teeth in the rear does help. I did all the climbs on I mean the lowest gear possible. I was trying to spin, not to just you know, crush my legs at the beginning of the race, and so the eagle was very, very helpful. So high cadence, low gear helps. If you see that suddenly you need to do a lot of climbing. That's one thing. Another thing, my weakest point here was not my fitness level. It was, of course, it was not being prepared because of not knowing the track and having so much work also in the racing week. But the thing I have to improve for climbing is not even my legs, that's the core muscles, my core stability. After 1.5 lap I started to feel very deep pain in my back. That means core is not strong enough for that much of a climbing. You can see we are going up and down, up and down, up and down the same hill. I was trying to make up some seconds on the downhills, and I did. I felt so comfortable there. Each time I was going through these corners here and the off camber, I was trying to optimize my line choice, and I did. And I think I've won over 2 or 3 riders thanks to my technique. So I'm super happy with that. But the core stability, core strength is so important if you're gonna climb a lot. This is the longest climb, and it begins, as you can see, the guy ahead of me is spinning, I'm spinning, I'm riding maybe now the 3rd gear in the rear, but now as we go along to the top, it gets more and more steep. You've been asking me about the gradient. I'm not sure. I didn't have my Sigma computer. I didn't use it not because of the weight. I just didn't need it. I didn't see any need of having computer or heart rate strap or so. So I didn't use it. But I think it was about 30 degrees, 30% of the gradient. So it was very steep. And then when we hit the technical section, I was always able to catch up with some guys, get more speed, and now we are. This is the finish, start and finish line on the left side now, but we are going once more down the hill to the very bottom of it. There's the rock garden here. What I don't like about such races, like the rock garden, was really nice. I don't like when the guys who make the track for us, they make beelines so fast. By going through the rock garden, I would make up maybe 1 second, maybe 2. Beeline was too quick. It was too quick. As last time when you saw the Polish Cup, the B lines were sometimes quicker than the A line. It's wrong. The track should not be built like that. But anyway, I had so much fun riding here. I did try to run some climbs. You can see it on my yesterday's video, which is the full race, just in order to save my back, because after these 1.5 laps I knew if I was gonna still push it hard on the bike, my back would be so sore I wouldn't be able to ride anymore after maybe 3 laps or so. And I still was trying to conserve energy for the 5th lap, which I didn't make because I was lapped at the end of lap 4, as most of the race was. So we were just stopped there, and that was it. Still, I'm happy with the performance. I'm very happy with the challenge. Thank you so much, guys, for also joining the challenge, which were a few of my subscribers. There are some changes, some big changes on the channel coming up. Very soon, your whole all-in-one what is mountain biking video. I'm sure it will be an amazing video for you to watch. You will love it, because that's all my experience just put into one video about mountain biking, and it won't be telling you much about training. It will be lots about what mountain biking is, and the technique riding through different type of terrain. So that's coming up very soon. First for my patrons, and then also for those who were with me through the whole challenge, and then it will be public for everyone. But that's it. Here I'm just showing myself, don't go too fast, don't go too quick, still don't push it hard, just keep it nice, because 5 laps means 5 times 6 super punchy climbs. That's 30 climbs. That's a lot. That's really a lot. That's one of the moments where I decide to simply walk, or actually run. I can see that the rider ahead of me is super tight. He's not able to run a bit. He's walking, so I could just pass him, overtake him. Mountain biking is so exciting because there's always something happening. If the track is difficult enough, technical enough, you can always see some changes from lap to lap. My race, this is how I was optimizing this off camber. I would love to go even higher, but I just had opportunity to ride 1 lap the day before the race, and it was late in the evening, and the race next day was early in the morning, 9 o'clock. We've been racing, so I didn't even really recover from the track race review. But that's how it's been. For such an important race, knowing the track is crucial. Unfortunately, it's about 550 kilometers from my place. It's a lot of driving, but I've been driving 1300 kilometers from Ruhpolding, where I was testing new trail bike from Merida, to the racing event. So it took me a while to get there. I was pretty tired, but I'm not saying it's because of how fatigued I was. It's just because of how unprepared I was for that race. I'm loving this garden. I'm loving it. I'm loving everything about my bike. So racing rafts, front and rear, the heavy ones with additional puncture protection. Full suspension bike. This was not nice jump. This was not a race for the full suspension bike, but still there on the meadow, on the grass, I felt I could just sit more on the saddle and recover a little bit. So I loved it. The kinematics of my 96 is amazing. The lockout, that's everything I need on those climbs. So here I can do my thing finally when there is nobody ahead of me. These drops were actually very, very low, but some riders were still afraid of riding it, which means still those who race on mountain bikes, they mostly train on the road bikes, which is kind of an old school approach. I think it's been changing right now. We need road bikes, but we need technique. For cross country, man, you need technique. That's really, really crucial. I am getting tired from lap to lap and still thinking about how many climbs are ahead of me. But I'm still I am in the game. I thought I would be like 11th, 12th, maybe 13th. I got 10th, and I was just happy to make it. These descents were still giving me so much fun. I loved it on my Nini. I will show you so much about riding different terrains on this new all-in-one MTB video. I'm sure you're gonna like it. I am sure you're gonna like it, guys. So the challenge is over, but this race gave me even more motivation to do another challenge. I mean, this is my private. Now I'm changing from riding between, listen to that, 10 to 7 hours a week I was actually riding. That's why I needed the endurance block just before the race, because of how much work I have on my YouTube channel. That's my main, but that's my only job. And I'm gonna take it to another level. You're gonna see it very, very soon. I'm doing now 2 sessions per day, more hours, everything with as much knowledge as I can get. Tomorrow, no, day after that, on Wednesday, I'm meeting the dietitian. I've done already so much blood test, and we're gonna settle for some nice diet, some changes, and I'm gonna update you about that. So this is one of these descents I enjoyed so much, and then I'm heading to the finish line, thinking about going to the 5th lap, and I'm being told, this is over, man. You have been lapped, being on the 10th place. So that's it for today. Bye bye.